Welcome into the CBS Sports College Basketball Channel. I'm your host, Adam Finkelstein. It has been a busy day on the recruiting wire. Cameron Williams committed to Duke, Maximo Adams just committed to North Carolina, and now Ethan Taylor, one of the very best centers in the national class, in my opinion, the most naturally talented big man in the national class, is set to make his college commitment. We are just moments away. Let's take a look at his prospect profile. Taylor is a four-star prospect ranked within the top 30 and potentially still rising. One of the two best centers. As I said, in my opinion, he's the most naturally talented big man in the class. Number two in his state, 7 feet tall and 244 pounds, but allegedly still growing. Let's take a look at some of these highlights, and you can see he is a dominant physical presence in the paint. All 7 feet, he's powerful, he's athletic, he loves that spin move baseline. He's a constant lob threat. Just absolutely game-changing physical presence inside the paint on both ends of the floor, as you see the emphatic blocks defensively, the hammer dunks offensively. The other thing I should note, he can really pass the ball, and as I said, he loves that spin move. So really just beginning to scratch the surface of his potential. It's why he had such wide-ranging high major recruitment. As you take a look at his finalists there, he will be announcing his decision from among these final five. Indiana, Kansas, Michigan State, Oklahoma, and Oregon are the programs to make it to the finish line with Ethan Taylor. Without further ado, we are going to go out to Link Academy, where Ethan Taylor is set to join this commitment show. What's up, Ethan? Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I know this is a special day. Ethan, when you get to a momentous occasion like this one, it's only natural that we think back to all the steps and stages that have gotten us to this point. When you think about the last 6 months, the last year, the last few years, what has this journey been like for you?
I'd say it's been crazy. The jump I made, all the improvements I made, it's been really crazy. A year ago, I wasn't even within the top 50, and now I'm within the top 30. So the amount of progress I've made has been really crazy to me.
And you know what I think is exciting, just from someone who's watched you from afar, is, as you said, you're in the top 30, but you still have so much room to get better. In fact, I'm told you're still growing. How tall are you now?
7'1.5".
So he is, I mean, you're big, you're powerful. I think the most underrated part about your game is your passing, really just continuing to improve at such a rapid rate. I know we've got 5 fan bases waiting to hear where you're going to be playing your college basketball. But before we get to that point, Ethan, introduce me to the people who are here with you today on this very special occasion.
So starting on the right, it's my sister, and then my mom, my dad, and my uncle. And then behind me is my teammates.
All right, very cool. Link Academy, of course, a product of MoCan Elite as well. Ethan, before we get to the announcement, I want to give you a chance to thank or recognize anyone who has helped you get to this point in your process.
Yeah, totally. First off, I want to thank God, obviously. I wouldn't be here. No one would be here without him. But I want to thank all the coaches that got me here. Joel Webb, David Birch, Dave Milren, Anthony Perry, Frank Williams. And obviously my parents and my whole family that's helped carry me along this way, along this journey. But then also my teammates who pick me up every day, who push me every day in practice and help me get better.
All right, Ethan, you know what time it is. It is time to make one fan base very, very happy. So the stage is yours. Tell everybody where you're going to be playing your college basketball.
Next year, I'll be playing college basketball at Michigan State University.
All right. Huge news for the Spartans. Ethan, I'm not sure if you know this, but that gives Michigan State a chance to have the #1 recruiting class in the country with you on board. So I've got to ask you, what was it about Tom Izzo and the Spartans that made you decide that was the spot for you?
I think it was a pretty easy choice. Coach Izzo was very, very hard on me during the recruiting process. He recruited me very hard. I think I heard from him the most out of any head coach. And then the fan base was just insane. I mean, on my visit, was hearing chants and I was crowd surfing and it was crazy. But then the players too, the players really helped make it a easier decision just with how they welcomed me and how nice they were to me on my visit.
And Ethan, when we look at their roster, it looks like there's going to be an opportunity for you to make a very immediate contribution. What would you tell all those very faithful, very enthusiastic Michigan State fans they are going to get once you come to town?
I think they're going to get a hard worker. I'm going to come in day one, hit the ground running. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to do anything it takes to win, whatever that means.
Well, Ethan, I tell you what, you are an impressive player. You're an impressive young man. I think Michigan State is going to be thrilled to have you up there with the Spartans. Thank you so much for sharing this moment here with us at CBS Sports.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, that is Ethan Taylor off the board to Michigan State. And I can't emphasize this enough. Absolutely huge news for the Spartans. They already had commitments from Carlos Medlock, Isaiah Jervis, Julius Avent. This Ethan Taylor, arguably the most physically dominant big man in the class, gives them a chance to have the number one recruiting class in the country. We are talking about a 7-footer who is now still growing and close to 7'2", the most physically dominant player in the class. Beyond his size, he's athletic. He's got solid hands. He's got soft touch. You'll see him make emphatic blocks, emphatic dunks. He rebounds in high volume. And the most underrated part of his game is that he is a very good passer. Now, he's got a chance to keep evolving as he continues to get a little more emphatic, a little more aggressive. If that sounds like something Tom Izzo can help with, then you understand why this is potentially such a good fit. Ethan Taylor has a chance to make an impact right away in Michigan State, and you can bet that NBA scouts are going to be following his progress. For much more on this, you're going to want to head over to 247sports.com. We've got a full commitment story with quotes and comments from Ethan, as well as further analysis from myself. And while you are there, use the promo code COMMIT65 and get 65% off annual VIP memberships.